Hello everyone. Let's try to understand what uterine polyps are. Uterine and cervical polyps are soft, spongy, and at times little firm growths which may be cherry red, reddish purple, or grayish white in color. They may be present inside the uterus where baby develops, or may be hanging out through or from the cervix, and sometimes long enough to be seen outside the vagina. Simply speaking, they are uterine tissue overgrowths. There are two types of uterine polyps: endometrial or proper uterine polyps, which develop in the uterine cavity, and cervical polyps, which develop in the cervix. They are of two types: endocervical and ectocervical. Endocervical polyps develop from inside the cervix, and ectocervical polyps develop from the outer part of the cervix. All of us are curious to know about the causes of uterine polyps, so let's discuss about that. Abnormal response to estrogen leads to growth of endometrium at a particular area, leading to its overgrowth and polyp formation. Chronic infection and inflammation of the uterine lining or endometrium can grow the polyp. Excessive fat and obesity can increase estrogen levels and stimulate polyp development. There is a link between hypertension and polyp development. Menopause and aging trigger polyp development because of hormonal changes. PCOD again causes hormonal disturbances and can favor polyp development. And some medicines like tamoxifen can develop polyp and or endometrial hyperplasia. How are uterine polyps diagnosed? Physical examination by a gynecologist can pick up externally visible polyps like cervical polyps or long endometrial polyps protruding through the cervix. Ultrasonography can detect endometrial polyps. Hysteroscopy can accurately diagnose polyps, and sometimes presence of polyps is diagnosed in the biopsy taken by DNC. Symptoms of uterine polyps. Many times small polyps do not cause any symptoms, and when the symptoms occur, they are irregular bleeding, prolonged spotting, intermenstrual bleeding, bleeding after sexual activity, persistent vaginal discharge and infection, heavy menstrual bleeding, postmenopausal bleeding, pain and discomfort during sexual intercourse, and white discharge stained with blood. How are uterine polyps treated? Small polyps, especially the ones which are not causing any symptoms, do not require any treatment. One just needs to monitor its growth by regular ultrasonography, while externally visible polyps, also called ectocervical polyps, can be removed in the OPD without any anesthesia or sedation. Hysteroscopic polyp removal is the ideal treatment for polypectomy. Here, the polyp can be directly visualized under magnification, and hysteroscopy ensures complete removal with minimal invasion and precision. DNC to remove the polyp along with the uterine lining is a blind procedure, while a role of medicines is limited for polyp removal. However, progesterone tablets and GnRH agonists can shrink the small polyps due to estrogen countering effects, but this helps only for the short term. An important question is, can we prevent uterine polyp development? So here are a few discussion points. Obesity may be a precursor for polyp development, so maintaining healthy lifestyle is important, thus reducing the risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, and polyp formation. Regular gynecological checkups are important as polyps are silent many times. STDs or sexually transmitted diseases are preventable. They might have some role in polyp development by creating a directly inflamed environment with infection. Thank you very much for watching the video.